Hello. Hello out there, internet. We are back. We did take some hiatuses, but hiatus. What do you do with that word? Anybody?
We took
It's
an
it's
hiatus.
it's hiatuses.
Hiatuses. That does not roll off the tongue for me.
Sure,
Um,
we'll say that.
If
English
you just
language.
if you just use the I, it's Haiti.
it's Haiti. Um, well, welcome. We did take a break. I'll just say it that way instead. Take a break because the schedules were adults, right? So we have things going on. But welcome back. We are gonna get right into this because we're finally on the episode 2 of Arc 5. Episode 2. So welcome. Hopefully you will enjoy. I know I'll be sitting back here and enjoying it also. But I'm gonna give this right over to Michael. It's all you, dude.
All right. Hello and welcome to World War Bug, the epic insect military saga that takes you through a massive conflict, one teeny tiny battle at a time. This is the penultimate episode. Uh the second of our final arc, and they all go marching, and the second to last episode of the entire World War Bug series. So let's hope it's a good one. And this episode is of course entitled "The Iron Kaiser's Battle." I'll do a quick news article, a quick recap, because it's been a while. But first, let's meet the bugs. Let's meet the soldiers who are now going to fight in the final battle of this great bug war. This torn apart the entire Bloom household for so very long. So please tell me who you are, who you're playing, and how they're feeling as uh, as the war just drags on and on and on. Starting with Patrick.
I am Patrick. I'm playing Sergeant Ekdom Lucano. He is extremely stressed out, and honestly, it's just counting the days to the end of the war.
Completely understandable.
He's
Uh,
burnt.
also, also joining us, we have Nick.
Well, hey, like I said, it's Nick. My name is Nick. I'm playing Lance Corporal Max Flores, the sniper. Um, Honestly, I don't know. It's once again back to the front. I don't. It's all. It's all gravy to him, I guess. I don't know.
Oh wow! At this point, it's all gravy. Okay. And then rounding us out, our wonderful medic, keeping the dream of peace alive. It is Dallas.
I will hope to live up to that. Yes, I'm Dallas, and I am happily playing Corporal Estelle Stilly Dream Tree. She is definitely trying to keep things together, let alone herself at her age. But I think she does decent enough with her training and with her, of course, her awesome teammates, and with definitely no help from the direction from the superiors above. So we're probably going to have to do it all ourselves again, and that's the fun in it.
Very well said. So we got a quick news article here, and then we'll do a little quick recap if need be, and we'll get right into the action with kind of some scenes, some plot setting, and then we'll do the campaign phase of our wonderful band of blades. All right. So the Iron Kaiser's battle. Okay. For days, this is of course from the mid-afternoon waggle dance by Buzz Peachtree. For days and days, the bugs of the Bloom household have waged war. Terrible, pitiless, unending war. A single question forms on the mandibles of every insect involved. How much longer can this go on? How many more bugs will be fed into the whirring lawnmower of death that this conflict has become? Attempts to crush the implacable Nessenheim foe by fighting on other fronts have failed. All attention now turns to the backyard front, where the war began and where all hope it will end. the Nessenheim Empire is near exhaustion. The Iron Kaiser has been forced to deal with starvation, mutinies, rebellions inspired by workerite ants from the east. Now, this reporter's sources reveal that his generals are waging everything on a grand gamble. A massive final offensive to crush the insect entente and achieve elusive victory in the bloody mud pits of the backyard. The Hillington and Republique du Leaf troops are battered and war weary as well, but they at least have some backup in the form of the United Hives, who have recently joined the fray and sent their bees, hornets, and wasps to join the battle. In all of this chaos, the brave Hillington bugs of the Greenleaf Guards face off with a terrible enemy, the arms dealer, Sir Basil Rosemary Time. In their last battle, they destroyed a powerful Nessenheim airship, earning the trust of Hillington's command. Now, they are closing in on their prey. The final battle is close. The great cataclysm has come. The call goes out across lawn and fence one final time. Forward, bugs, to victory! All right. So, with that call, with that call echoing across the weird pincer mandible lips of every insect, uh, we set our stage inside the main Hillington camp, sort of their military headquarters, located just a bit back from the front itself. This like crazy patchwork muddy moonscape that the backyard is turned into between these various insect armies crashing into each other. So, but further back in the trenches, behind the trenches, there's tents, ramshackle buildings, little cottages made of like stacked twigs and old playing cards. You see like field hospitals where the wounded are being where like legs are being sawn off and various splinter wounds are being treated. Bug spray is being treated. Uh, you see like heavy artillery pieces. There was like pebble launchers getting rolled into position to fire on the enemy. And amongst all of this, you three soldiers, the leaders or the top soldiers of the Greenleaf Guards, are called into a special meeting with the commander in chief of the Hillington forces, uh, the field marshal, General Sir Dudley Dandelion. So, you guys come in. You enter this large HQ. There's like maps spread on the walls. There's maps set on like tables in the middle. Lots of staff officer bugs are uh, dashing everywhere. It's a hive of activity, and you all join Sir Dudley, kind of looking over the maps. He's this sort of this old veteran ant, uniform very stiffly pressed. His belt and tie, medals, everything as it should be. Next to him is Captain Little, the slippery intelligence officer who has tried to kill you and is now trying to help you. So, so Dandelion says, I mean, of course, first of all, you all better salute him.
Yeah.
Yes. So, he returns it. At ease. Well, boys, I heard about what you did in the air the other day. Taking apart that giant airship shaped like a doggy party balloon.
It was an interesting mission.
Spawn 2.
One for the histories.
Your queen salutes you for your heroism. Now, we have something that may be of interest to you, Captain. And Captain Little is like sort of pointing with his one of his arms, legs. He's an ant to a place in the map, and he says, "Yes, I have a rather intriguing bit of information concerning our mutual acquaintance, Sir Basil Rosemary Time. Now we know that he has fled the ranks of Hillington and the Entente, and is now selling his wares to Nessenheim. I believe my spies have reported his location. This is our chance to put a stop to him for good. He is here, and he points to a place on the map. The Azalea Wood. And you see it's like a bit of territory a little bit to the side of the main fighting. So there's like some kind of dense, like sort of like wildflowers, azaleas that are growing there. They haven't been totally blown to pieces and destroyed by Pebble artillery. So it looks like pretty tough country. I mean, there's definitely, in the flowers, a lot of cover, a lot of fortified positions there. So it's a tough spot. And he says, it seems that some of the best forces of Nessenheim are there. They're veterans from the kitchen front who have recently arrived and joined the battle here in the backyard. That is where you will find Sir Basil.
All right then.
So, do you think you will take up the hunt?
Let's see, why not?
Are you going to direct a frontal assault?
Regrettably, no. My talents are needed elsewhere. However,
Yes. Our answer is yes. Then
splendid.
We are
But
a
fear-
little tired of
We're a little tired
outward
of
charges across battle lines.
Well, this at least you will have ample assistance. The Greenleaf Guards are going to be assisted by some troops from the United Hives, some of our buzzing cousins from across the fence.
Took 'em long
They're
enough.
of the 77th Stinger Division, the Big Apple Battalion.
sweet.
So these boys should provide ample enforcements, and from my reports, there should be a decent enemy presence, but I have no doubt that they'll fall back under a hefty assault.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right, very good. I'll go ahead and use some directions to the encampment of the bees, the hornets, and wasps, and then best of luck to you. Bring Sir Basil down.
Bring him back alive, or as the situation sees fit.
Sir Dudley says he has assisted the enemy. Whatever goodwill that he once established with Hillington has long since vanished. Do with him as you see fit.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir.
Very good. Good luck to you, Sergeant.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so you guys head out. You go ahead and join the join the wonderful United Hive troops, and we'll go ahead and go into the phase here. It's going to be a little different though, I think, because this is the penultimate one, so we're coming up to the grand finale. So here's what it will be. Instead of like picking the mission, because there's really just one mission right now, which is kill Sir Basil. I will let you guys pick two special things to go with you from this list of things I'm going to give you, and then you can do the quartermaster stuff. So like giving people the stress, the stress removal, the healing. What is the word they use for the quartermaster? Leave, I think. Let me swing by our quartermaster page.
The liberty is for stress.
Yes,
Rest in-
liberty. Liberty is what I'm thinking of. Yes.
Yes.
Give all of that I think is so desperately needed before the end.
A little bit.
Yes. All right. So Yeah, so there's not really like a campaign or martial phase, I guess, for this one. But here are your options of things you can bring with you. So you could get 3 supply on top of what you already have. You get to pick 2 from this list, by the way. So pick your top 2. So it's 3 supply, 3 intel, or some special new United Hive weapons, which include grenades, something called stench guns, which are like these pump action kind of close range weapons that shoot like shells. They're literally made of like compact snail shells, but they're like full of like stink bug spray. So you just you unload into them and like they go into the bug, blast open, just tear bugs to pieces.
Trench
Um,
guns.
yes, stench guns. But
Stench
yeah,
guns,
exactly.
Yeah. Yes, correct. Stench
So
guns. I mean, I'm gonna
yes,
vote for stench guns.
as well as rapid fire splinter submachine guns. So like some prototype trench annihilator type weapons that the United Hives are bringing with them.
Well, we might as well use the experimental weapons.
All right, so I'm hearing that's one of them. Okay,
Sure.
so you guys all get these cool new weapons that United Hives, those industrious bees. They have a great arms industry, so they've been like looking forward to joining this horrible war. So you get those cool weapons, and then what would you like for the other one? The 3 intel or 3 supply?
I'll leave that up to the group. Use
don't
the
know.
supply.
I think we're at 1 supply right now.
Well, we could use the supply then buy
Yeah.
any extra stuff we might need.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to default to you guys on that one for sure.
Oh, come on, you get a voice in this.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna say the same thing. Literally, what do we need more, and then go with it, or what'll give us a
Thinking
bigger.
supply is the way to go. Oh, sorry if I cut anybody off there.
No, it's fine. It might be the way to go. Would definitely make it's a little easier. Maybe, I don't know. I mean,
What does Intel get us?
Questions for
That
Nask.
is with that helps the engagement roll. We're still gonna
Yeah.
do the engagement roll to see where you guys start.
Okay.
gotcha. I mean, where are we at with that?
Get to my commander page. We have 3 intel, so we're good on that front.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. There we go.
So, sounds like a supply is a good idea. So,
All right, sounds like supply is the way to go.
so bring that
Okay,
up to 4.
let's go ahead and do the quartermaster stuff.
Yep.
You
I
have
think
2 campaign actions.
Cool. Sweet. So I think with the newly acquired supply, I don't have to think about where to put the supply. Probably it would be a good idea to just do a full stress clear by boosting the usual liberty.
I won't say no to
All
that.
right.
Be the lie. Use this.
And that technically also boosts morale as well by 4. We have a lot of
Yes.
morale, probably.
Plus
We are in
4.
good spirits at the end of the war.
Somehow.
High morale.
That's a boost. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we do technically still have that long-term project of finding Sir Basil, which seems to have automatically gone through.
Yeah, I would say so.
So I guess we can get some more assets.
Okay. I mean, I know you guys got a few already, but here
Always.
the bombardier balloon, like the
Yeah, we don't
kind
really
of
think.
fast fighting
Yeah,
vehicle on the clank there as well.
yeah, and what I've written down is a bottle capsicle. I don't remember what kind of siege weapon that was.
Oh yeah, that's like your fast moving like armored car equivalent.
Right. Okay. Yeah. We could possibly get stuff like maybe some more Blackshot or horses. We're running low on that a little bit.
It's gonna be a terrible idea.
Which one?
We're at, according to my notes, we have like one use of each out of three.
Blackshot's all yours, I would say.
Yeah. I think like the quartermaster like horses in Blackshot are useful for the roles, right? The
Yeah.
engagement roles.
If this is like a assault mission we're doing for the engagement,
you can add that to the assault roll.
especially for the black shot, the venom shot,
Mm-hmm.
it gives us an extra dime.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it feels like looking towards getting like mercies or anything is a little late in the campaign for that. So yeah, I mean, but we could also do.
That's more dice.
Huh? Yeah. All right. So let's do an acquire asset roll. Which would be rolling the location's assets rating.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I would say it's like a 3 at this point.
All right. Yeah. Okay. We have rolled fine quality, which is more than we need.
Nice.
I think. Yeah. Fine quality.
Very good. So we're going for the black shot or venom shot.
Yeah. Let's I think I can. Yeah. We'll get another set of venom shot. I mean, up to you. I mean, fine quality is technically according to the thing like labor, siege weapons, and alchemical concoctions, but
Well, I mean, black shot is black shot like a chemical concoction? It kind of sounds like it is.
it's probably what it is. It's
It's I think we flavored it as venom shot, venom rounds
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, the venom shot is what we call it in our
yeah. I think
in our
it's
insect
it's
world
basically
that we're in.
yeah. I think it's just more
All right, you can go
powerful
ahead and
shot.
mark it
Yeah.
there.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think that is it for the quartermaster. We are all set.
All right, very good. Okay. Let's go ahead to our engagement roll. So this is indeed an assault mission.
Okay. Is everyone on the mission loyal to the Legion? Loyal to the Hillington Brigade?
Somehow.
We still are. The commander will spend an insight to give us an extra dime. Everyone on the mission is a specialist or a soldier.
Yeah.
The assault missions, I'm pretty sure we have at least one person, aka me, needed for the mission. We equipped them with black shot, correct?
Yeah, sure.
That is 4 dice for our engagement roll.
Sweet.
We did get a 6. But it was two
Ooh.
twos and a 1 also.
Oh man.
Yay, extra dice.
Yes.
Oof. Okay. All right. So if we did a secondary mission, you would succeed, but we're a little late in the game for that. We're in the primary mission here.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Controlled position when the action starts. All right. So we'll get to the action in just a little bit. Before that we got to kind of have the meeting some of these new characters and getting a feel for the troops you're fighting alongside as you begin the march to Azalea Wood. So, you guys all like you clump together. The Greenleaf Guards, you and your soldiers are moving out. Um, ooh, man. Hey, I'm glad we have those extra die. Uh, Max Flora just shared some dice rolls for the engagement roll, some of which were scarily low. All right, so you're marching out, and you and the other Greenleaf Guards, like your uniforms are like muddy, like tattered. Your weapons have seen a lot of use. Like Sergeant Lucano, you were like literally a scar, like you've like a prosthetic mandible, like wedged to your face. Like you guys are you've seen war.
So many notches on my gun.
I don't need
Oh,
notches
yeah,
like my gun.
Flores.
I'm just fucked up.
Your rifle has all those notches on it.
Yep.
And yeah, like marching alongside you are these the Big Apple Brigade, which are like a bunch of wasps, hornets, and bees. Um, where like some of them are kind of buzzing a little bit along, others just kind of crawling along on the ground there. Um, Lots of like the very very like bright eyed. Um, Maybe some have seen combat before in like the various imperialist wars that the United Hives have fought on the other side of the fence, but nothing like this. Um, and most of them are just like total new recruits. To you, these guys are like larva or pupa, like they're newbies at this. Um, all three of you are kind of marching up at the front, and you join the lieutenant who is leading them, um, Busby Honeywell the Third. So he is an orchid bee. He is like this sort of beautiful, iridescent, um, like kind of fuzz, this like sort of blue, shiny fuzz to him, in a very fancy like green uniforms, and of course the round doughboy helmet that all these bees are wearing. Um, so he like looks back at you guys, um, and he's like, "Well, looks like he'll be joining us in this little outing, eh?"
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for letting us join.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I've growing up in the hives, I come from a uh rather important honey brewing family. Um, and I've always wanted to get a taste of the action of combat.
Oh, really? I wouldn't recommend that.
How much of a taste we're talking about?
Yeah.
A little morsel here or a full-on smorgasbord of flavor?
Um, well, I suppose I'm in for the smorgasbord now, aren't I?
Indeed, GR.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
You'll be fine though. We've been doing this a long time. We'll get you through to the other end.
Ah, thank you. He says, let's see. He's like, well, I believe we'll hold our own. We've trained well enough. I fired my rifle several times at targets and usually hit them.
Oh, good. Good.
So good. So good. Yeah.
Do you have grenades?
Oh, we do. And he like pulls out one from his belt. Look at this bad boy.
No, 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 no. Leave it on the belt. Leave it on the belt.
Oh,
That's
right.
right.
He
Oh,
can
oh,
play
yes.
with it. Just don't mess with the
Of
pin.
course.
Just,
Not until he meets the enemy. Yes.
just make sure that gets thrown at the enemy. That's all I care about.
Right. No, we've got all the grand weapons that the good U of H has prepared. So ready to do our part. Fight Nessenheim. Yes, kick the Iron Kaiser right in the abdomen.
Yeah. Well, these stench weapons could be seem very interesting.
Oh, yes, yes. I've heard the Nessenheim troops have even complained they're a little bit too grisly, but well, the Nessenheim are the insect brute of the backyard. They've got to be defeated at all costs.
Some good words right
Uh,
there.
yes. Yeah, so please use the stench guns. Just they work better close up. I will say that. Definitely for close quarters, but in that they're lethal.
Well, I'm usually more of a long range kind of person. I sort of point to my rifle, but if anyone gets too close, I'll be sure to pull it out.
I do find myself in the thick of things, so I'm sure I'll get plenty of use.
All right, very good. Um, he looks back a little ways and he's like, "Oh, Flores,
Mm-hmm.
or Corporal, you may find a sort of kinship with our own Marks bug, Sergeant Fork back there. Um,
Alrighty. Uh,
he's um, he's from a hive a little bit further down the tree, uh, not from a very good part of the tree, I might say, but I must say." But he's done a share of aphid hunting, so he knows his way around splinter rifles.
aphid hunting. Hmm. See, hit anything any bigger than or that will fight back?
He's like, well, you'd have to ask him, but hives further down, they're always feuding and fighting, from what I understand. So
Did they
perhaps.
try to separate themselves from the larger hive only a few years ago?
Oh, yes, yes, that was I believe my great grandfather or my grandfather fought in that conflict.
Hmm.
Oh yes, brutal, brutal, but such heroism. And now it's my turn.
Alrighty then.
And here you are.
Let's make sure that
Here
you're a
I
hero by
am.
the end of this.
Oh, I hope so. All right. So at this point, as you're marching along there, um,
I'm gonna start just doing a little bit of a prayer with my holy symbol of mercy behind each one of them as they go.
all right, very good. As you're doing that, the bumblebee Sergeant Fork does stop by, and he's like, "Giving us a prayer there, Corporal."
um, have you been only shooting paper targets?
I've shooting paper targets, but I did a fair share of aphid hunting back where I come from, so
Then you get a
I
prayer
know my
too.
way around a splinter rifle, I would say. But
Our hope is that you don't have to shoot anybody, but uh, it seems like we're going to be on some very dangerous things. So um, everything and anything could possibly help.
right. Well, my family's we've always been we believe in the teachings of Bloom that bugs shouldn't fight each other. So I don't exactly agree that I'm here, but you know, Bloom's willed it, and here I am.
Mm, that's finally said. I agree very much with you. I just happen to disagree that bugs won't fight, so that's why I'm here to make sure that if they get hit, I hopefully will keep them alive.
All right. Well, I'll look out for you, sir. Or ma'am, and he like reds a little bit. You mean a ladybug and all?
It's fine.
Oof.
Okay. So at this point, you have reached the Azalea Woods. This like is a pretty dense patch of wildflowers. Um, Dr. Bloom, like they have some gardening skills, but so some parts of the yard are pretty tame, but they're also into like, hey, we should have a wild garden. And also they're kind of lazy. So they sort of just
Fair.
let nature be in some parts of their yard. Um, and that's how it is here. There's this big clump of wildflowers, azaleas predominating, but lots of other flowers together. Their petals kind of clump together to form this roof, so it's very shadowy. The stems grow thickly. There's like trails and kind of hills and valleys kind of running through it, but a lot of it is pretty dense woodland. So all you guys gather together and you see up ahead, like everyone's hunkering down, peering out from between stems, looking over from like piles of fallen stems, fallen flower petals. Looking ahead, and you see there is indeed a decently sized Nessenheim entrenchment. Like they've dug trenches, and actually, Sergeant Lucano kind of looks like your background. Like they've, chopped up stems and twigs and made kind of like a palisade to reinforce the trench. And there's also like some a few bunkers. Definitely look like heavy twig emplacements inside, um, made of like chunks of gravel and bits of metal, but not too much. So it definitely looks like it's a decently fortified area, but like it could be taken for sure. And you guys do have your clank, your bomber balloon, your mobile bottle cap vehicle, as well as a whole bunch of bees and your other ants. And right now, thanks to that good roll, I'll say like kind of a little bit of fog has rolled in, obscuring your approach. So the Nessenheim troops inside have like no idea that you're there. They look just like pretty standard Nessenheim infantry. So Lieutenant Honeywell looks back at you and he's like, "All right, so what's the plan?"
Well, it seems like we have a couple of good options. Good. Send in our bomber balloon, start softening up their position. We have a clanker, so we can use that to sort of make a defended, assault, frontal assault. And while they're distracted, we have the bottle cap car. Use that to quickly get in, drop some troop off, and try to pincer.
Oh well, that's a whole smorgasbord of options. What do you think? You guys want to do all three?
Well,
Wow.
best not to use everything at once.
Well, best to use everything at once. Do it for shock.
So going full shock and awe. I don't.
We have the advantage. We have this fog bank. We know where they're at. They don't know
That's
we're
true.
here, and we have ways to hit them from multiple angles.
That is true.
I don't like a full frontal charge like the next person, but we have the clanker, and it's armored.
True.
Okay.
All right,
Alright.
let's do it. So everybody gets together. Let's do some rolls. First of all, for the bomber, is anybody going up with it, or is it just gonna like should I just sort of describe what happens? If someone's going with it and guiding it, it will require a roll. Or Lucano, if you're gonna command it, I think it will require a roll.
I think if we're gonna do this like multiple shock and awe, I think Lucano wants to be in the clanker, wants to be in the frontal charge, command from there.
Okay. So you're backing up the clank.
Yeah, I'm in the clank. I've got my heavy twig emplacements. I've got my grenades. I've got my explosive charges. He's
Incredible.
kitted to go for this fight. But I'll let Corporal, I'll let Flores and Gentry figure out where they're gonna go.
Yeah. Well, yeah, let's see if you want to place themselves, and then we'll do whatever roles we need to. So, Lucano, you're rolling out in the tank. Flores,
Yes.
where are you going to place yourself?
That's a good question. I feel like being up in the balloon is a little bit too high. He's not he's not used to firing straight down, so to speak.
Yeah, ants aren't used to flying.
Yeah. So I think he'll be sort of
Wasn't Flores the best flyer of our in the last game?
Oh yeah,
that's
he was all
true.
flying in the last
Yeah.
point. Everyone
Yeah.
was in the air.
Yeah. As but that was
Yeah, you
that's
shot down,
different.
you shot
It-
down Baron Redenbacher.
It's a little different. Like bombers
True.
and fighter planes are a little different.
That's true.
Very true.
I mean, the bomber can just go off on their own and
Yeah, I
command
think
and
Yeah,
start
that's
like
fine.
yeah,
bombing the front.
um I think he might if we're doing like a pincer, I think he might go with the ones going to the back, seeing if he can
See the
stick in the
bottle
back.
cap car.
Yeah. And he'll probably stick with it and take his pot shots when he needs to.
Awesome. All right, you roll in the back, and kind of like join the crew bunching up there. Dream Tree, where are you placing yourself?
So our sergeant's going in the clank, and then Flores, you're going in the other vehicle.
Mhm.
Well,
Oh,
then I'll
actually, yeah,
go in.
Flores, are you going in the vehicle or like kind of more on foot?
Um no, I think he's sort of he's once again sort of like finding like I think he would sort of be in the vehicle like at the very beginning, but sort of find a place that he can hunker down and then like slightly out of the way, but still sort of in that the opposite pincer, so to speak.
Okay.
Right.
So how about this? How about I drive the bottle cap car? I drop you off at a point of your choosing along the way. And then as I try to do like more of a getaway because that car is kind of that type, you can take anybody out if they chase me, but also just keep your distance shots going.
Yeah.
Does
Sounds
that
good
sound
to
like
me.
what you does that sound like what you want to do?
That sounds good to me. Yeah.
Okay. Um
All right,
right.
awesome.
And then
So we got some. Okay, so we got some good tactical planning here. All right, everyone goes into position. Everyone's like hushed. Um, the bees are like their wings are folding on their backs. They're huddling, clutching their rifles. Greenleaf guards, the bunch that have come with you, are like huddled together. Uh, everyone's kind of moving through the mist, the sort of the cool that is settling on everyone's skin. Everyone's clutching their guns close. Uh, and then suddenly the first shots ring out and the fighting begins. Lucano, the clank comes like rolling out. Its drivers are working inside. This little matchbox racer cresting the hill, like rolling with some difficulty over kind of rough terrain, and it sort of swings its main cannon around, fires, blasts into the center of the Nessenheim encampment. Uh, they start rushing to defend it. They're like rushing into the trench to fire back like the bees and the other ants clustering behind the clank start moving in. What do you do?
Um, so I'm currently in the clanker and I can kind of see the battle line, correct?
Yeah.
Um, the nearest like twig emplacement, I'm just going to attempt to lob a grenade into it. Help soften up the defenses for the rest of the group to come in.
Perfect. All right, go ahead and give me a roll.
Okay, this is Wreck.
What do you think this would be? Wreck?
Yeah, I think this is wreck.
I like
I'm just
wreck.
trying to blow
Okay.
stuff up.
Oh yeah, this is controlled for sure. So go ahead and use this point control.
Yeah. I'm gonna spend a grit at this point to uh, uh give myself an extra die.
Nice.
Cool. That is a 6.
Ooh, very good. All right, nicely done. You just pop that grenade, throw it in. The blast goes off. What do you shout to the bees around you?
Um, I'm gonna call it the emplacement down left. Move in.
All right, you hear Lieutenant Honeywell is like, "All right, boys, let's do it!" And they charge in, they leap into the trench. Even though they're new at this, they do have some vigor, they do have some esprit de corps, and they hurl themselves against the Nessenheim ants in the trench. And there is like some pretty gnarly up close fighting as they battle for control of the trench. Splinter rifles are flashing. Tinfoil bayonets are stabbing down, impaling bugs. Bees and ants are both dying on the floor of the trench. Uh, it looks like the battle could go either way, but like the clank is rolling in, and the Nessenheim ants, as far as you see, don't have much that can stand against it. All right, Flores, you're cruising along in the bottle cap with Dream Tree, like rolling along the side. You do see like a bunch of other Nessenheim reinforcements are uh, are like moving in and charging in to support the breach in the trench. What do you do?
Um, I think at this point, since I'm sort of still in the car, I'm going to do some cover fire with my special ability of said name, where I can set up
Nice.
someone with shoot or provide covering fire, and they gain potency for their next action,
Ooh, awesome.
which I think is sort of set up
Yeah,
someone.
remind me.
So it says
Do you
set up
roll for that?
someone, so I can. We've been doing it that way, I think,
Okay.
because it says when you set up someone with shoot or provide covering fire.
Right. Yeah, that
So
makes sense.
um, so I think this is more trying to set up um, Lucano for his next action, I think. So let's see how I do. That's 4s, so
Pretty decent.
4s and 3s.
I was just controlled.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna say you end up in a risky position,
Okay.
which is that like as you are, you're looking out of the bottle cap, you're firing. Um, let me see. As you're shooting, like you are putting down some good covering fire, but you do draw some fire as well.
Okay.
It doesn't hit you, thankfully, but when the twig emplacement in the middle like sends out a rattling burst into the bottle cap, it
Okay.
like blasts into some of the tires below it, ripping apart the machinery, and the
Okay.
bottle cap gets like broken.
Ah,
So it
shit.
sort of like careens to the side. It gets kind of like stuck. It can be repaired to get out, and it still has its twig emplacements are still good to be fired, but for the moment it is stuck.
Okay.
So it like screeches to a halt. You get jostled a bit. You're not hurt, but you're kind of discombobulated as the bottle cap sort of like screeches over right at the edge of the trench.
Okay.
Dream Tree, what are you doing as this battle is raging?
I look to the best mechanic that we have with us in the bottle cap, and does he give me a look of like this can happen in 5 minutes or this can happen in 5 hours?
Ooh, well, for a bug, 5 minutes is like 5 hours.
True,
um,
but let's relative that time.
right. So, your mechanic, I mean, naturally, going by Star Trek rules, it's got to be like a foul tempered Thornlander. Um,
Let's do it.
going by our sort of the archetypes we've set up. Um, and he just shouts out like, "Corporal, She's busted up real bad. I can do my best, but it'll take me at least a couple seconds to get her free.
All right. Let's see then. I think your best is what we need for sure. So let's try to give you those couple of seconds.
Aye, Corporal. And he like hops down and starts pulling out his tools and trying to like work on wedging the little tiny wheels back into place.
Okay. And then I'm gonna ask, I guess, everybody else to basically lay down covering fire so the mechanic can work so that Flores can get into a better position.
All right. I think this is gonna require a roll. Maybe martial or discipline. I'll leave it up to you.
All right, I'll take Marshall.
All right, go for it.
Okay, let's go. And you know what?
We're
Well,
risky as well, by the way.
we are risky
For this
right
one.
now.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna spend some. I'm gonna spend some stress to put a little more mom in my voice.
Always good.
Here we go. One more die. 156. So that's a 6.
Ooh. Good rolls, good rolls. All right. So what do you shout to the bugs around you?
I'm gonna say Flores needs a better position, and this mechanic needs a holiday. Get them both. Lay down that fire.
All right. You see that that Sergeant Fork is with you as well, and he's like, "You heard him, boys. Give him hell!" And they all start like firing together into the Nessenheim troops into the trench. Some of their stench guns, their submachine guns like rattling together, and they put enough fire to really like let the mechanic do what he's got to do. Pretty soon, he's got the bottle cap working again and like wedged out of its wreck. They also did a pretty decent chunk of damage to Nessenheim troops, so they're looking not so good after this like big assault. Also, you got the balloon is up above, just like dropping bombs, stopping them before they can like gather and bunch up to form any big resistance. Lucano, looks like the battle could go your way at this point. What are you doing?
If the battle's seemingly heading my direction, I'm gonna start trying to find Basil Rosemary Time.
Excellent. Okay. Go ahead and give me let's see. I think this is would it be I think it's risky. You're in a battle.
Yeah.
Give me maybe a scout or research.
Okay. Don't got either of those. So I'll
could be
burn a
another
grit.
kind of roll too if you're
No, that's fine. I'll burn a grit for one, and have to push myself. And yes, can I? I guess I can only take one. I can't take that and Devil's Bargain.
right.
Well, here's to one die in a risky situation,
Wait,
Do it.
and that's a 6.
Oh,
Whoa.
nice. So didn't Flores give you?
Oh yeah, Flores gives you covering fire, so you do
Oh,
have
shit.
so you can roll
Yeah.
another one.
I'll see if I
actually.
roll a 6 again.
Yeah,
Crit,
might as
crit,
well.
crit.
It'd be
No
crit.
critical.
Oh.
6 is good now.
Great fishing.
6 is
Ah,
good, yeah.
That would have been nice.
Crit fishing.
All right. So you survey, or how are you looking around? Like you kind of dashing everywhere, or just kind of like
Well, 'cause
scanning?
I'm up in the tank, which is on top of all the trenches, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm up on top of the tank, just scanning, trying to find him. Obviously, like staying low to avoid getting my head blown off.
Definitely.
Just kind of scanning. I assume he's not near the front of the trenches. He's probably deeper in somewhere.
Right. All right. So you scan left and right. You got a really good look of the place. Like you've been in enough military, outpost types to sort of know the best hiding spots and like where someone like Sir Basil Rosemary Time would be. But he is not there. you're looking. I mean, you kind of see like sort of maybe an officer's quarters in the middle, but there's no sign of him. I mean, you guys know you blew up his airship a few episodes ago. That's not there, but yeah, he himself or any of like the kind of weird mercenary bugs he surrounds himself with are like not present.
Interesting. They were here. Okay. If it doesn't seem like they're here, Tom's gonna hop in the trenches and join the fray. Make sure the tide turns in our favor.
All right, you join in. I don't know if you need a second roll here, but like, because you're capable of holding your own.
Yeah.
And between you guys, like, you pretty much have the Nessenheim troops beaten. Flores, I'll let you do a quick kind of roll here as well to kind of
Sure.
make sure a victory happens.
All right. I mean, basically, Flores will do what he does best, sort of looking for the bugs in power to sort of take them out and
Oh, right. Yeah, shooting some officers. Okay.
yeah.
Go ahead and give me well, what do you think it would be? Maybe shoot?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, you definitely spot some officers.
Yeah, just for since I've got it, I'm going to use easy use of aim to increase my effect level of this shot. And yeah, it's a 5, not bad.
Pretty good. Okay. So I would say this is risky. Let's see. I'm gonna say you manage to like take out their main officer, but you will suffer one level of like minor harm.
Okay.
Which is just like some shrapnel from the fighting ends up like slicing into your side a bit.
Alrighty.
So just the one there, but you spot like Nessenheim lieutenant and just like bam, put a round right through his head, insect goop everywhere.
All right.
And then with that, like I mean, after that, between that and Lucano and the clank and the bombs coming down and all the bees, you hear like shouts from Nessenheim soldiers, and they start like dashing back and like running away and running into the woods, abandoning the outpost. And pretty soon it is all yours. So like the bees rush over, start like taking its positions, uh, moving in. They definitely took some killed in action in the assault, but they're overall pretty solid. Um, Lieutenant Honeywell, like he's looking a bit battered from all the chaos, but he's like spots you guys. And he's like, "Oh well, did we were told took the enemy position." Sergeant Lucano, how'd you make out?
Made it quite well. Hopefully, you all did as well. Sorry for your losses.
Oh yeah, we lost a few brave bees, but it was worth it.
Indeed, it was. We successfully have captured the position. So, is Flores and Dreamtree here as well?
Yep.
Yeah, the fighting is stopped at this point, so everybody can gather together.
Yeah.
But Basil Rosemary time isn't here.
God damn it.
Well, when was the last time you remembered everything going so well?
Beginning of the war.
That's what's bothering me about this.
Before we pissed off Captain Little.
So it's either bad intel or purposely bad intel.
Little knows we have. Little knows not to mess with us.
Yes, but I wonder if Little knows that where he got his information from. If this was such a sure fit, then how did it go wrong?
Let's find out by looking around.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
fear that Sir Basil Rosemary Time might be in a location that we really don't want him to be in. Actually, that's my fear. Like, what's happening at our own base right now, or somewhere else that we have not been keeping an eye on.
Or he's much deeper in enemy territory than we thought.
Yeah.
Hmm. So as you are saying this, you guys hear a shout from the bombardier balloon, um, being like, "Sirs, wait, this is a Greenleaf, a Greenleaf unit. Um, we got a problem, lads.
What's
We
the
got
problem?
a big bloody problem.
Let's hear it.
Well, we can just look from our position up here, and all down the line, there's Nessenheim troops moving in. It's the big one. It's a major assault all through the backyard."
So this was the bait.
Yeah, and then you guys hear like in the distance, lots of like pebble artillery thundering away, um, twig emplacements just letting out like big rapid blasts. A bunch of like paper airplanes go like zooming through the sky above you. So it definitely looks like the Nessenheim is throwing everything they have in this last gasp assault.
Hmm.
And the balloon bugs call down like, "Bad news, boys. There's a whole bunch. They're coming right for us."
All
Fork
right,
says,
boys, round 2.
"Lieutenant, should we fall back?"
No, hold the
Um,
position.
Honeywell's like, "Yeah, retreat. Hell, we just got here.
We have a fortified position. We shouldn't abandon it.
We have a fortified position. That's right. Don't abandon it."
Uh, can we look for like pebble mortars and other explosives?
Absolutely. I know this would be perfect for scrounge, but I don't know if anyone's got that.
I do actually have
Oh.
scrounge.
That's right.
Oh, awesome. Okay, yeah, go ahead and you can
That's
burn
right. You
a.
picked that up.
Yes.
I'm burning some stress here.
He burns. I don't think he burned stress.
I'm getting for an extra die,
Ah.
which I'm glad I did because I rolled a 1 and a 5.
Yay, more
Ooh.
dice.
Woo.
Okay. At this point, we're back to controlled.
Okay.
Let's see. So the 5 will do it, but it will. Let me see. It'll be in a sort of risky position. So you do find. I mean, when you guys attack this place, you did a bunch of damage. So you find one working pebble artillery piece, but it doesn't look. It looks like it looks pretty battered, and there's not that much ammunition for it. It looks like you'll probably be able to fire like a few times before breaking down. You do find some pebbles that it can fire. It's right in the middle of this outpost.
Well, that's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Move the clanker up to one side of the line, like sideways.
Okay.
Provide some extra cover there.
All right. Yeah, the clanker like rolls its way into position and like settles down.
Yep. All right.
Let's start moving emplacements to the other side.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, everyone pours in the entrenchments. Everyone's like doing their best to, push the dead away, take care of what wounded they find, and like dig in. As pretty soon all around you, not just from like the front, but from both flanks and the back, you start hearing the tramping of ant feet, and also like the rolling and humming of machinery too. So like, not only are they bringing in, their infantry, but like what vehicles they have are going into. So definitely, I mean, for most of the war, the vehicles have been on the side of Nessenheim and the Entente, but it looks sorry, it's been on the side of Hillington and the Entente. but it sounds like Nessenheim's got a bunch as well now.
I wonder why.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Okay. So you guys you're hunkering down. You're getting ready. Let me see Flores, and then we'll
Yep.
do Dream Tree. Is there anything you guys are kind of doing to prepare or like fortify as you're being surrounded?
Um, I think he's checking in with Forks. He's like, "How was your first taste? Well, a lot different from shooting aphids, ain't it?"
That it is, or maybe rather disturbingly similar.
It's got some similarities, but all right, let's find ourselves a good position.
Yes, sir. Um, you guys head into kind of like the middle of the base, and you find sort of like a good blind to like hunker down and turn to like a sniper's nest.
Yeah, I'm looking to provide like an ambush point kind of thing. So,
Nice. Okay. Dream Tree, what are you doing?
I am. Let's see. I'd try to. Hmm, I try to remind our our new group with us. I guess use your grenades on their vehicles. Use your rifles on the people that are trying to lob things to us. So they can't do that. Just like um, pick your targets well, since they're going to bring everything at us. Um, hmm.
All right. So you're giving some good advice.
Yeah,
Spiking up the troops.
I
Yeah,
think that's
good
what I would
idea.
be doing, because right now I just want to make sure that they can be as mentally ready as possible, because it all goes to nothing basically when it starts. But it's good to have
Yeah,
yourself psyched up if you can. But I know that we're a limited number, so I also just want to drive that home, like make each shot count.
definitely. All right. You spread the word. All these different bees and wasps and hornets are like um kind of nodding, hunkering down, getting ready. Um, and then at this point you're kind of aware, like the mist has lifted, but it's getting darker. The day is starting to go down a little bit. It's like kind of an eerie twilight falls over Azalea Wood, and you see like all around you there's like there's lights in the amongst the flowers. uh you can see shapes there like moving in, and then you hear a like booming out a loudspeaker, and you hear Sir Basil Time's voice amplified, and he's shouting out like, Greenleaf Guards, I'll have you know this is your fault. We could have made a deal, but it seems you thought otherwise. And now you shall be squashed. And after that, the shooting starts. A shout comes from all sides, and not Nessenheim, not your average Nessenheim infantry, but the Sturm crawlers, the elite infiltrators, the assault troops that you guys battled in Eatery in that fight in the bridge, come charging in. Um, these ants, like, they're armored up. They have like tinfoil and uh, metal like breastplates and helmets and masks. A lot of them, there's like a lot of them have like flamethrowers. They have their own submachine guns, nasty looking like metal weapons, clubs for like up close fighting. And they're not like they're charging in, trying to like get into your lines and mess up the bees there, all around you. All right, Lucano, you see him coming straight in. What do you do?
Are any of them clustered together currently?
Some are, yeah. It's like hard to see, and like they know how to assault trenches, so they're not doing that too much. But there are some clustered together for sure.
Okay. Um, I will. I'm gonna marshal the forces to focus fire on them. Um, utilizing whatever explosives you're able to find here as well, like any grenades, bodies from armory here, just to like,
Excellent.
because since they're armored, try to rely on like getting them clustered to like ordering them to to fire and people to throw grenades, like force them together.
Excellent. Yeah, that makes so much sense. Okay. Go ahead and roll. You're rolling command, or sorry,
Marshall, yes.
marshal. Marshall. This is like from now on out, pretty much everything's desperate. So go ahead and roll desperate.
Okay, I will mark some more stress here. As wise or unwise as that might be.
Okay.
Um, a 5.
Oof. Okay. All right. There's a consequence. Um. Okay. I'm gonna say that the pebble artillery it does its job, like it fires. There's a bunch of Sturm crawlers like charging together. You like direct the artillery piece right into their ranks and like open fire. The shell blasts over and like vaporizes them. There's just, nothing left but a stain on the grass and the dirt there. But then the artillery piece just like groans, crumbles, and sort of like tilts down. Smoke pours out, and you know it's not going to fire again.
We still have pebbles, right?
Yeah, there's still like a few pebbles left, so they could be useful for something. Um,
Hit them on
what
the
was that?
ground and throw them.
You're just gonna throw pebbles? Oh, all
Oh
right.
no, you
Well,
hit them on the ground and then you throw them.
oh, I see.
You
So they
trigger the
blow. Okay.
mechanism that sort of starts to fuse.
Wow, insane. You're like hand artillery.
I mean, look, it happened.
All right, we will have you roll for this absolutely insane attack
No,
method very
not right
soon.
now, not right now. That was just like if we need it, it's there.
Right. Okay, so while you're thinking of this amazing idea, um the storm crawlers reach your side of the trench and start like getting into it. Um the clank is like holding out, but you see a bunch of them have like surrounded it, and they get too close up for the clank's guns to be used. They're like firing into the ports and like trying to use their own explosives to blow it apart. You also see a Sturm crawler with a flamethrower has made it on like the other side and is like just sets out a burst of flame. A bunch of bees get just cooked, and there's like these bright gouts of fire, these burning figures, um, running in the shadows of the trench there. All right, Flores, what are you doing?
Um, I think. Yeah, I think for right now, um, I'm going to try and scout out and try and find Rosemary Time, where he's bunkered himself.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah, go ahead and give me maybe a scout roll.
Yep. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, I'm gonna push myself for this one for that extra. Let's try this guy. That was too. Oh, well, I don't find shit.
Oh, okay. Well, how'd you do? Not good?
Bunch of 2s and a 1.
Oof. Okay. Um, all right, let's do this. Oh, Lucano, be sure to mark experience for the desperate roll you did earlier. Flores, you can also mark experience.
All right.
Um,
That
I think
fills up
while
my
you were
insight.
searching for, you were just so busy searching for Sir Basil
Mhm.
that like you don't see that poor bomber balloon gets like strafed by a bunch of paper airplanes. Um, the balloon pops. You hear the terrible, but kind of hilarious, squeaky sound of helium leaving a balloon. and it like slides to the side. It kind of spins out of control. It crashes into the side of your encampment. The bombs don't go off or anything, and but the bugs that are there are like stuck inside. They're like in the Sturm crawler area, so they might not make it out if you guys don't do anything.
Mm.
Also, at this point, the clank is like not totally disabled, but like it's taken a lot of damage. All right, Dream Tree.
Everything's looking bad, but what? Let's see. What would turn a tide? We can't lose anybody, so I think I'm gonna go for the people that are trapped and pinned down because we need as many as possible. Once we establish contact.
All right, so you're gonna like do a desperate run across the battlefield to get to the balloon and get the pilots out.
Um, I don't want to do that, in all honesty. But
That's some true heroism stuff right there. If you do want to, so
the medic cannot let people go down if they're alive. So, um, I will ask for covering fire to the best of anybody's ability. Do of our experimental weapons again? We have
you got stench guns,
Stench
grenades,
guns.
and some of those like submachine splinter guns.
what do the grenades do?
I mean, I'd say they like mechanically maybe they'll give you an extra die, but you know they're
Okay.
like pull the pin, throw them. The grenades of this era are pretty similar to the grenades of all time.
Okay, I was just curious if there was.
If you're a grenade expert, please don't write in to correct me. I'm sure I'm wrong. I'm sure the grenades are different now, but
No,
you know, we get the idea.
I was just curious if we had any like smoke grenades versus explosives or anything like that.
Oh, right, right. You know, it's a good point. Yeah, I would say you got some smoke grenades.
Okay. Then I would deploy one of those in the best area that I think would give me cover to get out there.
All right, I'll give you an extra die for that.
Okay.
And this could be a maneuver. It could be something else. That's just a suggestion. Definitely desperate though.
Maneuver sounds good. Maneuver sounds good.
Okay.
All right. 3, 4, 6. Excellent.
6.
You guys are the +1. You gave me an extra die.
Unbelievable. Okay.
I have 2 in maneuver.
Whoa, you're getting the. I mean, I'm sure what the Victoria Cross is, the Queen's Cross, or the Queen's Coca-Cola logo. You're getting the highest medal that Hillington can give for this one. What does it look like as you dash out and save like 4 bugs? You save their lives.
I'm like giving the "Don't you freaking dare shoot me!" You dare! Don't you dare! I know where you live. No, like, I'm just. And then, of course, I'm just running with total panic and fear, knowing at any moment that not one round, but probably multiple will hit me. That's my certainty. But with the other mark of mercy, because I gave one to that little girl when we left the refugees. I still have one.
Right.
So I'm kind of holding that with my other hand, just like like in the back of my head, praying as I'm running out to try to get these people.
All right, yeah, you dash out across open ground. There's just like splinters flying everywhere. Like a Sturm crawler like charges in front of you, tries to like take a swing with the club before his like head just gets torn apart by a splinter bullet. You keep going, you reach the fallen balloon, you like grab the 3 bugs inside. One of them is like, his legs were busted in the fall. You throw him over your shoulders, over your shell. You shepherd all of them back to the safety of the trench, saving 4 lives. And then you just like hunker down in the trench as like explosions like rip apart the area where you just were, and
I
are still
fall
filling
over,
the air
just
around you.
breathing on the ground.
All right, you just collapse. You're falling apart, or you're just exhausted.
Oh yeah.
Lucano. At this point, like the trenches are still like a crazy melee. Um, Nobody, the clank, like I think at this point is like totally disabled. Like it might go again, but like there's just smoke pouring out. The crew is either escaped or dead. But it's like it might function, but it's been just like kind of the poor Hot Wheels vehicle has been just blasted and damaged by the Sturm crawlers crawling all over it. Um,
Happens.
yeah. So what are you doing here as the battle rages around you?
Um, if we're still doing hand-to-hand combat and stuff like that in the trenches, um, I'm just gonna keep on trying to marshal the forces. I'm trying to get them uh shout out, orders through the chaos. Make sure that the emplacements are like that they hold the emplacements. Because that's what's like holding off the bulk of the forces from coming in, or the heavy, like machine guns. Um, so like calling out like protect those corridors, protect those parts of the trenches. Um, just shouting out orders. Um, cross as I'm like assume dealing with my own stuff.
Right. Yeah, give me a roll for that one. Still desperate.
That's a 6.
Amazing. Okay. Yeah, through the chaos, you were just like standing like a rock, shouting out orders, keeping the bees um firing as they're like doing, crazy hand-to-hand combat against the ants. Um a bunch of other like Nessenheim troops come over, or Sturm crawlers try and like flank you. I'll just describe like how do you destroy them.
I have my own stench guns. I'm just like as I'm doing orders, I just turn around and just 'cause I know where the weakness I fought them for. I know like where like to hit them, and I just like I just barrel shove like in the gaps of their armor and pull the trigger.
Oh man, yeah, you shove the muzzle of the stench gun real close, fire. The disgusting stink bug smell that coats those shells um fills your nostrils as like you just turn them into chunky mist, um blasting through their armor, like knocking them back. There are like just like dead bugs like knee deep in this trench. But the Sturm crawlers are not able to get their blades and their guns into you. And yeah, with that, you guys hold the line. Um, you see the Sturm crawlers start like they're sort of like giving up on an immediate assault of the trenches. They start like moving back and like gathering around the trees and just trying to like fire and like toss grenades and take the trench that way. And then you hear something else. The terrible rumble of machinery. Flores, from your position in the trench next to Sergeant Fork, you have like kind of the best view of this. You see coming through the trees a bunch of vehicles, and you see these are clanks. But they're not clanks like the Hot Wheels. They look different. They're more like they're kind of like these like metal sort of like boxes with kind of sloped sides. Unlike the clanks, which are like retrofitted Hot Wheels, looks like these things were just made of uh, metal that was in Nessenheim, like in the kind of the chain links and the old like the rusted metal piles that make up a lot of the Nessenheim territory, and then like welded into these square bulky fighting machines like with trenches. You can see they're like electric powered. They have like kind of two big, or they have like little, they have like big bulky batteries uh, wedged inside of them with like wires going back and forth that are keeping them rolling along. Sergeant York or Sergeant Fork, ooh, slip there. Sergeant Fork says, "Oh, I heard about these things. They're called Double A 7Vs.
Hmm.
They're supposed to be pretty nasty. They're the Nessenheim armor. All right, Flores, you're the expert. What do we do?
You know if those batteries can be blown up with a good shot?
Suppose so, but you got to aim true.
It's what I do all the time. Yeah. So I think, and there's several of these, right?
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4, maybe more. The 3 or 4 you can see coming out of the flowers into this clearing. Maybe
Gotcha.
more as well.
Okay. Um, like, is there a way that I can, if I were to blow one up, how much would I be able to take more than one of these
Oh,
machines out?
I would say with a crit you could.
Okay.
With a crit you might get like all 3 in one shot. With a 6 or with a 5 you probably could get one. With a 6 maybe the 2.
Okay. Um,
A crit a crit I would want to make it like, total
yeah.
battle changing, like a really big intense moment there. So
Fair enough, yeah.
but that would have to take out like all. That would be
Gotcha.
only be the only way to get more than one, I think, or
Okay.
get the whole group.
Okay. Um, well, this is sort of what what Flores enjoys to do is to make the impossible possible.
Wow. Okay.
So we'll take a stress
Okay.
for, and I'm also going to use another aim to increase the effect.
All right.
All right,
Definitely
I have
desperate.
5 dice right now, so
Oh
in
man.
theory, we'll see.
Insane. Okay. 5 dice.
Only 1 6.
Oh, well, at least there's one.
Yeah, it's a 6,
Okay.
5, and 3 3s.
Okay. Well, hey, it's still good. It's still a really good
Yeah,
roll.
yeah.
Um, you blast into one of the batteries. It's like an impossible shot, but you pull it off. Your bullet like rips through the battery. It blows up. Electricity crackles. Um, the double A 7V kind of like sputters, rolls ahead. Uh, I think it crashes. It's totally disabled. It crashes into another one, stopping 2. They're still able to like fire their guns, but like they're not going any further, and they're not going to be able to do the assault. But the other one still keeps rolling on and kind of nearing your entrenchments. You
All
do
right.
see there's like built-in, match head flamethrowers inside that start like opening fire and unleashing flame into the fronts of the trenches too.
Mm.
All right, Dream Tree, it's on you. Another dangerous situation I'm putting you in.
Oh no. Um, let's see. Let's focus. So anybody that is not already, I guess, in trouble or pinned down, I'm gonna ask to back me up, and then I will take some of these wonderful explosives if I have any more. If not, I will try to take anybody's that hasn't used them, and try to throw them at this vehicle to stop it.
Ooh. Well, the good news is there's plenty of dead bees if you can take their explosives.
Excellent.
All right. Go ahead and roll, I think, wreck. But you can, if you have another idea, that's good too.
mm, no, this is usually something she's not supposed to do. But that vehicle needs to stop, and our sergeant is in the trenches. I don't want him getting like crushed or something like that. So I got 1 wreck. I'm gonna stress to push myself. That gives me 2. 3, 4. So 4.
4. Okay, this was desperate.
Okay.
You do it. There's a consequence. All right, I'm gonna say you're gonna take. How much harm do you have currently?
I have the first level full.
The first level is full. Okay, I'm gonna say you get 1 of the second level.
Okay. Let me see real quick. Okay, no, I have to take that. Okay.
All right. You rush over. You hurl the explosives into the tank, into the clank. You successfully blow it up. I'll leave it to you. Like, how do you think you get injured as you do this heroic act?
I think as I get off the grenade in time, they clearly see me coming, and their gunner gets to a good one. As I'm like just I'm out in the open, throwing the grenade. So I think it's like a trade. I get hit, but the grenade gets them. If you say so.
Right. Yeah, definitely. All right, you can write like a blasted shell as like the main cannon of the AA-7V just like rips by you, gouges into your shell, collapses you onto the floor of the trench. However, you're able to throw the grenade into one of the gaps in the armor. As you collapse, you see above you the clank just like blowing to pieces. Um, this great gout of fire and smoke ripping into the sky above you, chunks of metal flying through the air. And you're just lying there, wounded as the world like spins and burns around you. Uh, Lucano, the AA-7V is like the two, the one damaged one, or that's like was stopped by Flores, is just like aiming its gun into your trench and opening fire. And you see the Sturm crawlers are like gathering behind it, preparing to make another charge. What do you do?
Well, I'm going to um I'm gonna rush Hank and take my own explosive charge that I have and basically uh prime it and then just kind of it's on a timer and just kind of toss it through the front and then run away. I'm taking.
Okay.
I see dreams through this. I'm like, that's a good idea.
Learn from the best. Okay, go for it.
Okay, this is wreck, correct?
Yes, definitely desperate. So please mark experience.
That is indeed a 6. 6 and a
Oh.
3, but still a 6.
Wow. All right. Yeah, you charge in. What does this look like as you hurl the explosive down and then turn to run?
Well, as soon as it fires, I'm just up and out of the trench, just running, and seeing them sort of gathering. I know they don't have a good line of sight on me. I'm just gonna run up the front to where like the viewpoint is, and just, timer already going, arm in, and just throw myself back.
Ooh, all right. You hurl yourself back into the trench. You drop down. The AA-7V blows apart behind you. Fire, smoke, chunks of metal raining in the air. You drop back down, breathing hard. You guys look over the battlefield, just all around. It's just chaos. The outpost has been surrounded. The bees, a lot of them have fallen, but they're still like holding together and like firing back. Their fancy guns are like firing away, but a lot of them are totally running low on ammo, and they're like they're down to pistols, they're down to using hand-to-hand stuff, and it looks like there's no end of Sturm crawlers. Um, Flores, you see that Sergeant Fork has taken some hits as well. Like, uh, he's nothing fatal, but there is some like goop on his fuzzy, huge bumblebee body.
Mm-hmm.
He like points out through the haze and the darkness, and he's like, "Say, is that a scorpion?" You look up and you see the scorpion that you guys have battled on like I think 3 separate occasions at this point,
Uh-huh.
humming through the stems. There are a bunch of other ants behind him. All of them are like riding on aphids. It looks bizarre. Like it looks like something out of another war. But this is the way he wants to go. He has like his big fancy death's head hat on. I mean, he's too big to ride an aphid, but he's just like, charging ahead in his own 6 feet with his big tail waving in the air. And he just like, holds up his claw, his big pincer, and clicks it. And he's like, and this is indeed Marshal von Venom, the old scorpion soldier of the Iron Kaiser. And he's just like, one last charge for Nessenheim, for victory, for the Kaiser, charge! And him and this cavalry come riding through, heading straight towards your trench. All right, what do you do?
All right. He wants to charge head on. He'll take a bullet to the face.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I am gonna do a venom round, and
Venom for Von Venom.
yeah, and the third use of my my aim, and once again. That's not an actual roll. Do I want to use? Yeah, I've still got the stress that I can use, so I will do that. All right. Can I take this scorpion down? Whee! Yeah. Whoop. One of them went flying.
Wow, get that falling dice. We need everyone.
I mean, I already see a crit. So
You did get a crit?
I did get a crit.
Oh, incredible. Okay. Yeah, how do you kill him?
So basically, like, as soon as he finishes his sentence, in the middle of him shouting charge, you just see just like from his like looking straight at him is just like, and just like, and then it like pans over to me, and as like the click of from my rifle is like, finally took you down, you bastard.
All right. I think with the crit you do kill him. Like this guy, I would say this guy's like a level 8 challenge. Like
Right.
this was gonna be, he was one of the more intense things that you fought, I would say.
Mhm.
And you've definitely had a lot of runs with him. But with the crit, yeah, this is worth the crit.
Crit plus venom plus aim.
Yes. Your bullet carves, like you get him through the mandibles. Like as he's shouting, your bullet like enters it. That's really his only weak point because he's all armored up, being a scorpion.
Mm-hmm.
Your bullet like kind of like carves upwards, like through the little death's head hat he has, and like kind of cuts through it. Um, and then momentum keeps him going for a little bit, and then he collapses and drops, and the scorpion tail that did so much damage and saw him through so many battles stays up for a moment, and then like slowly curls back and lies out in the dirt as he is dead. A lot of the other Sturmcrawl, even like a lot of the cavalry behind him, like just stare in horror at what has happened. This like legend of Nessenheim being gunned down. But they like momentum is still keeping them going, along with the other Sturmcrawlers who charge out from behind the ruined AA-7's Dream Tree. They're heading towards your area of the trench. So what are you gonna do? It looks like this is this is what they have left.
Let's see. I will try to get anyone who is looking like they need a little more support back in the game. If I can do like quick attentions to people. Dang, what else do we got? Oh wait, we still have
doctor.
Okay, yeah. If I can use a doctor and not have to make like a specific legionnaire, but just say like I do a doctor for for some people, I'll do that.
Yeah, like a general
Otherwise,
doctor. That's good.
okay. Otherwise, I had a really crazy idea that I probably shouldn't say. So
A crazy idea is always good. If you want to, he'd rather do that too. I'm always open to that.
yeah, I was gonna charge them in the cap car, but
That is totally okay as well. But so I'll leave it up to you. Both are
I think-
both are totally valid ideas.
I think the doctor is the safe bet for right now. Since I just got injured, so that way we have more people fighting for us because we're getting charged. So I'll do the doctor.
All right, you mark that. I don't think you need to roll for that one. But yeah, you rush over, you patch up some of these bees. You see Lieutenant Honeywell, like one of his antennas has been like blasted off. You get some bandages around, around part of his head. You get him back in the fight there. Okay. Sergeant Lucano, is all on you. The cavalry and the Sturmcrawlers are like racing past the ruin clanks heading for your trench. What do you do?
I'm going to give a resounding, "This is it, everyone. This is the last of theirs, and we will hold out." And I'm going to attempt to marshal the troops into the last stand.
Amazing. Okay, go ahead and roll.
I'm going to
Definitely
take
desperate.
some stress here.
Okay.
I'm burning everything I can to make sure we get out of this alive, even if I don't.
Oh man. Okay.
I have 6 stress out of my total 10.
Ooh.
Same.
And that's a crit.
Oh.
It was a crit both ways. I rolled 2 1s and 2 6s.
Whoa. Okay. What does it look like as you hold the line and repel this assault?
It's I've already tossed aside my stench gun, and I have my own just twig emplacement, and I'm just like standing in the middle, like where they're charging into, like where the ruins of the mortar is, just unloading, and just everyone who's currently within just kind of like shifting their focuses to like focus fire on these last threats as they rush in.
Ooh. All right.
Lead my
Thanks
action.
to that, you guys put up like a barrage of firepower and like tear apart the Nessenheim troops before they can reach the trench. As they are being gunned down, you realize like the bullets aren't only coming from you guys. You see like more shots are cracking through the woods on the flank, cutting down the Nessenheim troops, who start to fall back in total retreat. All around, you see the Sturmcrawlers and the Nessenheim cavalry, whatever infantry they had left, are like running back through the stems. And you look over and you see a whole bunch of Republic de Leaf troops are coming through. These like leafcutter ants, who are just racing over, charging, running over to help you. You see General Fromage, who you met before in the sandbox, is like kind of leading them, and he like rushes over. He recognizes you, Lucano, and he runs over. As the soldiers are cheering, the bees and the leafcutter ants are like embracing, and he rushes over and he's like, "Sergeants, you are in charge here."
Yes.
And you see Lieutenant Honeywell's like kind of looks at you, he's like nods, and he's like, "He is." Fromage is like, "You are being called the Lost Battalion, and it seems we have found you."
That is. Thank you for finding us. Without you, we would truly have been lost.
I am very glad that is not so. And then he shouts out like, I have wonderful news. You didn't hear, but I must tell you. I must tell all of you. The war is over."
That is wonderful news.
I think Lacano just like drops to his knees, just out of exhaustion.
Yes, the Iron Kaiser, like this was the last, like his generals exhausted themselves. There's nothing more he can do. He has abdicated. Now they will go into our tree, and negotiate peace. But yes, for now, and it seems forever, the fighting is over.
It almost doesn't seem possible.
Yeah, it's just like, the bees, they haven't been in that long. They're just like staring around in awe. And the Greenleaf Guards are like, they're just taking off their helmets, looking up at the sky, embracing each other, crying. It seems unbelievable. But yes,
Did you
the
by
World War bug has come to an end.
by chance happen to capture an ant by the name of Thousand Rosemary Thyme on your way in?
He thinks a bit and he's like, um, we did not see him, no. But we did capture a message sent to a Captain Little. It was saying that it was from this Rosemary Time. It says, received your words, received your message. You have set the trap. I will make sure it closes.
Son of a
Captain
bitch.
Little.
I knew it.
So we'll cut ahead. You guys make it back to the headquarters. Like you walk across the battlefield, and right now, like it's just totally bizarre because nobody's shooting. Bug's just able to like walk out of the trench and like walk around. A lot of the Nessenheim troops, like they've all laid down their guns. A lot of them are being, taken as prisoners, but it almost seems kind of pointless now because the fighting's over. There's just medics and doctors like patching up everybody from both sides. And yeah, there is no shooting. There is no fighting. There's still sounds of the dying and wounded left over, but there's no artillery. It is quiet, no bugs land. And there is peace. Back in the Hillington ranks, there's like celebration. Bugs are they're pouring out the big blobs of root beer and Mountain Dew and like slurping them down and just enjoying themselves. As you guys come back, like you're walking in through the camp, you spot Captain Little, who's looking extremely worried. He has like a little bottle cap car at the edge, and he's like loading it up and looks like he's trying to run away. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna rush and tackle him.
Ooh, okay. Um, you can roll. It's gonna be a pretty easy roll. I'm gonna say controlled. Unless you get a 1, you're gonna do this.
I did not get a 1, but it was very close. It was a 4.
Okay, yeah, he's a little intelligence ant. You rush over and just bear him down and crash him against the side of the car.
Tell me why I shouldn't just kill you now.
He's just like, wait. Um, he's like, look, all right. I admit it. There was got a little too big for my britches there. I believed. Look, there's going to be a world after this war. There's going to be a great deal of opportunity for people like you and me and Sir Basil in the future. So keep me alive, and I will ensure that opportunity falls in your lap. How about that, eh?
How would you take us to him?
Yes. Well, I don't entirely know where he is. That was part of the deal. But I assure you, if you let me live, I will continue searching for him.
No, you won't. You think we're gonna let you just walk out of here again?
His antenna go down. He's like, well, I suppose we're at an impasse then. And then he kind of like, they perk up a little bit. He's like, but isn't that all you know how to do? You army ant. You
snap
kill.
his neck.
That's what. Yeah, you just like twist, crunch. He's dead. You just lay him in the dirt. I mean, it's because of all the celebration. It's pretty easy to hide the body. Like you're not going to get
Just toss his corpse amongst many. I'm gonna toss his corpse amongst the Nessenheim corpses.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to just hide him there, like amongst all the other bodies. And then you see that Sir Field Marshal Dudley Dandelion is like addressing the troops. So you see like everybody from lots of different nations like kind of getting together and looking at him. Um, you guys all come together. You see he's like standing on top of a little matchbox racer, looking down at everybody, and he just like he removes his hat, and he's like, "Bugs, the war is over. You have done your duty. Who could say more?" And with that, he like salutes you. All right. So, in that moment, the war is over, but the World War Bug show is not. There is going to be a final episode. It's going to be set 2 weeks after the end of the war, which is like a long time for these bugs.
Yeah,
So
years.
I mean, they go back to their own homes. I mean, you could go back to Hillington, to wherever you were living before, or find a new home somewhere. And think about, maybe you're like raising a family, maybe you're working, maybe you still have to deal with like, the scars, both physical and mental, of the war. But you're getting on with your lives, and then something will happen that will drag you back. So you'll pick up with that in our final episode entitled simply "To End All Wars," and that's coming up next week. But for the very last time, let's go ahead and do experience points. And yeah, the highest enemy you fought was an 8 rating, so you're getting 8 for sure from that.
Woo!
But yeah, let's go around and start going through everybody, starting with our medic.
Okay. Survived the mission.
Definitely.
So there's that. Help my squad through medical knowledge or emotional comfort. I did try to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Let's see. Are brought into play your heritage or traumas. I don't think.
Well, I mean, you showed when you were like praying with the other with like the at the beginning of the fight, like kind of showing sort of your religious side. I think that counts as that.
Okay, so I don't have to like use an item or like make a roll always for it. Okay.
No,
it.
it's sort of like I see those as like role playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then per threat would be the 8, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Dang.
Yeah. I mean, like I think at this point you guys are you're bug super soldiers, which is because hey you survived like the entirety of the war pretty much. So yeah, you deserve those points. All right. So we got medic. Okay, kind of going down the list here. Onto our sniper.
All right. So yes, did survive the mission. Help the squad through keen observation or key shots. I would hope so. Brought into play heritage or traumas. I mean, potentially bringing in the trauma because he was looking solely for Rosemary Time at one point to the detriment of
Right.
everything. But also,
yeah. No, that cost you for sure. Like, so you can go ahead and take that because
yeah.
if you had been fighting instead of looking for Rosemary Time, you could have saved the clank maybe or the balloon.
Yeah.
So yeah, that definitely had a cost.
I mean, I could also say that like talking with Sergeant Forks and sort of like checking in with him is sort of like his warm personality from his heritage.
Oh yeah, I like that. Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
yeah, go ahead and take those, and then the 8
and then
for Von Venom, and like, I mean, I would say the clanks, the Sturm crawlers, all those are like up there too. So yeah, but 8 was the highest.
All right. Let's see what I can pull together with that. many points.
All right, and then finally onto our soldier, Patrick.
Yes, I survived the mission.
Incredibly.
I know, right? I helped my squad through courage and determination. I played into my heritage and my traumas, which I think I did. Trauma being haunted and heritage being warm and stoic. And what was the highest threat again? That is 12 points.
Well, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead, take those advancements.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, hopefully the character's looking pretty elite at this point. Which is because like you muster out, or maybe, or actually, I mean, I'll leave it up to you. You can maybe, I don't know if we've we're kind of running low on time, but we'll talk about at the beginning of next episode. Like, do you muster out, or do you like stay in the military? It is peacetime, so it's a little bit less exciting, but there's still definitely stuff to do. There's still like maybe other small scale like little conflicts around the world, around the Bloom household. For soldiers can always find a job depending on how dangerous they want to be, or maybe you do want to muster out and find something totally peaceful. Work in a shop um, after the war is over. So after the great bug war ends, 2 weeks pass, and then all of you receive a letter from an old friend, Buzz Peachtree, this intrepid bee reporter, who was with you through like a good portion of the war, by your side, reporting on what you were doing. Um, had a kind of friendship with you as well, I think, and he has a line on Sir Basil Rosemary time. He knows where he is, and also a warning about what Sir Basil's up to. He invites all of you to the Balbin, which is the capital of Nessenheim. And in the great city of Balbin, we're going to start the episode next time for this post-war finale of World War Bug. And I hope I will see you all there next week for the grand conclusion of this series.
Yeah, this is a long one. I mean, there's a lot going on. And we're at the last one, guys. So this is the second to the last. We got one more for the whole series finale. So if you're watching and you're for the first time and you don't know what's going on, you need to catch up. Just go back a couple episodes, you'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm excited. We're all planning on being here next week at 7 p.m. Pacific. Catch up on all the other episodes and other shows. They're always going to be on YouTube, youtube.com/time to tabletop. So go check those out and go ahead and check out the system that we're using. This is a Blades in the Dark kind of variant. So really cool series of rules that we've used multiple times because they're very they hold up. They're a little bit darker than some of the other ones. And they're a lot of fun to just kind of get into that lore. So enjoy that. We will see you all next week. But until then, make sure and pull up a chair and make time to tabletop.
Tabletop.
We'll see you all very soon, guys. We out.